Hello and welcome back to Song Surveys on Sofas with Superheroes, the sub-series Surprise Switch-a-roo! So, what I'm doing this week, normally I did a new one last week, so I would do an old one. However, next week is a pretty important, significant week for an older song that I've chosen, and so I'm gonna wait to do it on that specific day. So I'm doing a new one this week again, so two new ones back to back. And then next week I'll explain why I chose to save this song for next week instead of doing it this week like I normally would have. So anyway, let's focus on this week, the present. So this week, a lot of great music came out, first of all. Super pumped about Coleman Hell, just to say that. I'm so excited. But anyway, not Coleman Hell song. So I decided to do I'm Okay by Judah and the Lion off of Pep Talks, and I'm super pumped about the album overall. The songs they released beforehand were fantastic. I was super looking forward to the album as a whole. It's really great. It tells a really great story, and yeah, really love the album, so really excited about it in general. But the song I chose to talk about today was I'm Okay, and I really think it's super dynamic and has a lot of different moving parts and does a lot of really cool things, so I really liked it and I'm gonna talk about it. So it opens with a fairly grabbing instrumental, which when I first listened to it I didn't really get the full effect until I listened to it again. They have a really amazing changes to their notes, and again it's fairly simple, but they make it so much more complex by changing just a little bit of notes. They add two notes instead of just having one note where they had one note previously in the repetition, so really liked that instrumental opening. When the lyrics come in, the music doesn't change a ton, and so the verses and the chorus are broken up into two parts sort of, and so there's the first part of the verse, and then there's the line I'm okay, and it's repeated twice for the most part, again through the verses and the chorus. So it's the first part of the verse, I'm okay, the second part of the verse, and then I'm okay, then we go into the first couple lines of the chorus, and then again that I'm okay is repeated. So that line, which is the title of the song, is repeated quite often, and again we'll talk kind of about how that happens at the end of the song once we get there. So my favorite line in the first verse is I lost my mind but I'm turning around, and I really like that because I feel personally for me that tends to happen a lot. I feel I'm just gone crazy and I'm just totally lost it, and then I give myself this confidence boost of no, I got this, I'm turning around, I'm gonna do this next time, and I'm working on this right now, and I'll be better, and I know this is terrible now, but I am going to try, and I'm turning things around. And it tends to be such a roller coaster for me personally. It's all right, I am in this terrible low and I need to change, I'm gonna change, I'm changing, and then I get this, okay, I accomplished this thing, and then I fall back, and I can't believe it let that happen again. So I really like that thought of just kind of losing your mind but then turning it around. So I really liked that. That was definitely a line that kind of stuck out for me personally, so that was I really liked that. Anyway, after the repetition of I'm okay, they go into the chorus. So the music kind of starts to build during the first line of the chorus. So once you get halfway through, so please stop asking me, it's when they get to the word asking, that's when it really comes into full motion, the music. And I really love that they chose to not have this huge powerful instrumental start with the chorus. I like that they kind of let the music build even though they were singing the chorus, so I really like that choice. Again, that doesn't usually happen that often in a song, so I really thought that was a good decision on their part. And I also love the line, so please stop asking me. I hate it when I'm upset and someone says, are you okay? Then I lose it. I can't control it. It's I was okay until you asked me, and now I can't control the fact that I'm not actually okay and wasn't actually okay. So I really like that line, and I think it totally applies to a lot of people, especially just again, you're in that moment of oh my God, please just don't ask me if I'm okay because I'm on the brink of tears and I can hold it together. If you just leave me alone, don't ask me if I'm okay. So I really like that they put that in there. So actually the second part of the chorus is a repetition of la's and da's, and I really love that the first time they say it is interesting. And then the second time they say it, they change it up a little bit. They add like an extra dot here, and it's just fantastic. It's such a good choice. And I really, again, I like that because I feel like it kind of makes me think of someone just like not really have paid attention to what the singer has said thus far in the song, and is just like in this like land of like, oh, like you're okay, like this is great, we're all great, it's okay, kind of like on their own like little la la land. So I actually really like that they did the la's and the da's, and I think it really works. And obviously, if you listen to the song, you know how it kind of comes back in the end. And obviously I'll talk about that, but I really like the first part of the song before I truly understood how it impacted at the end. I really did get that feeling of like, the singer is basically like, just, yeah, I'm fine, it's good, we're in this land of just like greatness and it's awesome. And so I really did like that, and I like how it changes at the end, but then I also like how it kind of stayed the same towards the end. So I'll get into that when I get to the end. I know I feel like I'm jumping all over the place this time, sorry. So yeah, I really liked that. Thought that was really good. Then the music drops again as a second verse starts. And this second verse they change, which I love. So they sing the first part, and he talks about being like the band in the band. And it says we're okay. So again, that makes the I'm okay repetition part different. And so I like that. And then the second part of the verse, the music changes, like it's like stopped and then starts again and then stops again, which I loved so much. But also the lyrics are sang in this like raspy voice. So I really, really loved that as well. I think that really like adds such a layer, especially to the lyrics in particular that come next. So the lyric that the lyric that comes while this raspy singing is going on is couple drinks, get it out of my head. And then they go into the so I'm okay repetition. But I really do like that lyric in general. I think that applies to quite a few people. And you know, it just makes me think that this is not a long-term solution. And it's just such a short-term thing, right? A couple drinks, get it out of my head. And I mean, you know, especially when you're talking about drinking, there's like a consequence to that. If you have too much, right, you feel terrible the next day, and it's like a different kind of terrible than what you were feeling maybe before, but then that before terribleness still hasn't gone away just because you like forgot about it for a couple hours. So I do really like the idea behind that lyric. I thought that was really well done. And I want to mention, I forgot to talk about it, but they do use like that raspy voice when they start singing the chorus, and also in the chorus there's like this gang vocal brought in for the I'm okay, or stop asking me. So yeah, I really like that. The raspiness I think was well used, not overused. I think they did a really nice job when they chose to do that, so that was really good. And I did forget to mention that in the chorus, but it does happen in the chorus as well. Okay, so then there's this seamless transition into the chorus after the second verse, and then like the instruments actually slow down a little bit, and then the music just totally like shuts down and goes into this new sounding music to bring you into the bridge. I really like the instrumental part for the bridge. I thought it was fantastic. It's a really great sound. I really liked the instruments for the bridge part. And then they start singing the lyrics, but it's more of like a spoken lyric more than a lyric that has been sung. So you get that like semi-rap feel, which is fine. Not necessarily my favorite, but they did a great job with it again. And the lyrics I think are really well done in that part of the song. So definitely adds to it. And just the way that some words are prolonged, some words are like emphasized, some words have that raspiness, some words don't. Really well done for the bridge. I thought it was a really great bridge, and again, it's such a different feel and such a different sound, and I totally appreciate the fact that that happens, because again, up until this part, I'm okay, right? The song is I'm okay. So when they sing the bridge, that totally changes, and I love that they made it totally change, not only with the lyrics, but with the music as well. And I think that definitely had such a big impact on this song as a whole. So I really loved that drastic change in music. And again, just the way that it was saying, it's like more spoken instead of actually saying. So I really do like that. I thought it was a really good choice. And it definitely makes the song super interesting. And again, like I said before at the beginning, layers and just like complexities. And I really thought that was a really cool choice and definitely made the song interesting for me. Anyway, the part of the bridge, the lyrically that I love the most. So he talks about being an ocean and how he's calm on the top. But then the lyric is, but the deeper I go down, I'm discovering all the things my brain has let sink below. I love the image of it. And again, like this is like these lines are pretty quick. So the first couple times that I heard the song, they didn't necessarily resonate with me. But once I got them and understood what it was, just the imagery of your like, just your brain like taking these thoughts and just like pulling them down, and then you're rediscovering all of these things. I love that idea, and it's definitely happened to me before. Like I've forgotten things. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that terrible thing. Wow, did I really push that down so far that I actually like had to rediscover it to remember it? I really love the imagery, and especially when compared to an ocean, and just like, you know, you think of like ships and dead whales and all these other animals and creatures and darkness and scariness. So I just love the image overall, and I think it was a fantastic line. Definitely my favorite line in the bridge, if not the entire song. I also really love that line because at the beginning, the line that I liked in the first verse talks about losing your mind, right? I lost my mind. This specifically said brain, so I really like that they didn't reuse the word mind. I think that was a great choice if it was intentional. I'm so glad that they didn't reuse the word mind. I think that would have taken away from the first verse, but because they used brain, they definitely were able to like keep it with the whole song. And not change the meaning of the first verse. For me personally, they were able to take that word, mind, and keep it there, and then take something totally different in brain, even though like they are very similar and synonymous with each other. But just the choice of word, I think, definitely made the first verse stand on its own, and then allowed the bridge to kind of take over the song in general, but still not kind of impeding what the first verse was saying. So I really, really liked that. It was really good choice, really good use of word. And again, they're similar, but you still get that kind of different feel just based on the words. So I really liked that. Then they go into the ending of the bridge, which is great because they are repeating a couple lines, but one of the lines in particular is, I'm not okay. So now we've gone from I'm okay, I'm good to go, to nope, not okay. Like, this is not okay. So I really like that they had that contradiction, and it definitely allows the song to get that story feel, which again kind of connects to the whole brain versus mind thing. You're kind of following this progression, and it hasn't backtracked. And you're still moving forward, and especially when it says I'm not okay, now we're like, oh, I see what you did there, you're really not okay. So I really liked that. And then the music kind of like stops, and the first line of the chorus starts, and as the first line of the chorus is being sung, the music like comes back in from before the bridge. So the original chorus music comes back in during this chorus, but the chorus is totally different, which is amazing. Again, I love when they do that, especially now that we've learned that you are not okay. So instead of repeating okay, they say I'm not okay, which I really loved. And so the first time the chorus is repeated, the la's and the da's are replaced with a line, and maybe that's okay. So I'm not okay, and maybe that's okay. So I really love that choice. And then what I even love more is right after they finish the repetition, and maybe that's okay, they go back into the la's and da's, which totally just made the song for me, because when I first heard the la's and da's and then realized it was changed at the end, I was like, oh my gosh, my whole theory about this like La La Land is totally like null and void, because now it doesn't make sense, right? They had those la's and da's as like placeholders for the, and maybe that's okay. Because it's not okay to be okay. It's okay to be not okay. That's what they want to like give you. So they've just did these la's and da's to kind of as a filler. But then the fact that they repeat it in that last chorus, I really am so glad they did that, because I still was able to hold on to that. No, he definitely wasn't just a placeholder. That was intentional, and it made me feel like he was talking about this world that it's like, oh yeah, I'm okay. I'm just in like this la-di-da-di, woohoo kind of a world. So I am glad that they brought that back and it wasn't just a placeholder, at least again, in my opinion. So I was happy about that. I'm glad that they did that in the end of the song. They repeat "I'm not okay" and a couple of the lines a couple more times. And then the very last line is actually spoken and not so much of like a lyric that's sung. And it's, "and maybe that's okay." And I really love that they spoke it, especially because it brings us a little bit back to the bridge. So I like that a lot. And I think that that was a fantastic choice. I really liked it, especially after the bridge, and given just that total like contrast of music and sound and the contrast of "I'm not okay" versus "I am okay." And then you get this "I'm not okay" back with this other music from before this bridge. And so I think it was a really great way to connect the bridge again with the chorus. And instead of just using the lyrics, they actually connected the way that it was sung. So I really liked that choice. And also it just kind of is such a great way to end the song, like, and maybe that's okay. So I like that it was spoken instead of a lyric that was sung. I really thought that was a good choice. And then kind of the last note is played and then it fades out and that's it. So I really like the song. I love the album. I'm really excited for them and their future, and I can't wait. I hope their songs blow up on the radio. So yeah, tell me what you think. Let me know. Comment below. Did you like the song? Do you like the album? Is there a song you would have picked differently on the album? Yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and next week we will have the next song for the Switch-a-roo, and I'll explain that and kind of talk about why we did 2 new songs in a row and why we'll do an older one next week. All right, well, thank you, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.